Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today, first of all, I want to show you guys, I started figuring out my little red heart boxes that I have 3 of. And if you guys remember, in one of my last videos, I showed you that I have these 3 heart boxes. Here's the big one, and we have a medium-sized one. And they have this beautiful silky fabric over them, and they're gorgeous boxes in perfect shape. And so I've been putting together stuff to make these with, and one of the things that I've been doing, and we're not going to do this today because I still have a few more ingredients that I want to put together for the bigger boxes, and I haven't determined. I kind of want to do each one of them a little bit different. So I think I'm going to sell them separately. Originally I had thought maybe I would sell them in a set, but I think I'm going to do better with them if I just sell them as separate little boxes. So I'm going to do them each slightly different, but mostly like this one. Because I really am thrilled. This is the one that I have finished. Look at how beautiful this turned out. And what I used on this was, on the top, I added some of this beautiful lace that my friend Sherry sent me. And I've got to say a huge thank you to Sherry, because she has sent me some of the most beautiful laces and things for me to use in my projects. And this was particularly gorgeous on this box. The other thing that I added, if you can see in the center of each of these little flowers here, I added some of my crystals that my friend Kim sent me. And I have this little container that's filled with these AB crystals that I absolutely love. The other thing that I did was this is a handmade rose that I did with just some ribbon, some silky ribbon that I had, satin ribbon. And then of course the inside has the puffy heart in the bottom. And what I noticed when I pulled this out, it just pops right out. Each one of them has a little plastic thing where you could add a ring or a necklace or earrings or whatever if you wanted to use it as a gift-giving box. And with that said, then afterwards you've got this beautiful gift. The box is a gift in itself, let alone what you might put in the box. So you can see the crystals. Look at how beautiful they look on there. And then Kim sent me this gorgeous rhinestone chain, and she sent me a nice long piece that I'm going to be using on all 3 boxes because it's just so gorgeous. Look at that, you guys. And I'm going to try and remember, when I do my video on the boxes, I'm going to try and remember to put this rhinestone chain up. In fact, maybe I'll link it in this video as well, so that if you guys are looking to do some heart boxes or something, you know, with that red rhinestone. It comes in red. She sent me some in blue. Where did I put it? I have it in front of me somewhere here. Yeah, I have it in this gorgeous sapphire blue as well. So it comes in different colors. And look at all of this that she sent me. She sent me this wonderful long, I think it's probably at least a couple of yards of rhinestone chain. So in each one that she sent me. So I feel just so grateful to Kim for sending me. She sends me some of the most beautiful things. So anyway, and then I also have a couple of these gorgeous bits that I got. And I think I got these from Debbie over at Kiki's sale. If I'm wrong about that and I didn't get them from Debbie, if you gave them to me, just let me know and I will correct my error. But look at how gorgeous those are. They have some AB stones in them that have more of a red cast to them, and then that beautiful, beautiful red rhinestone in the center, like a teardrop shaped rhinestone. So I had 3 pieces of this, so I put one in the small one, and I'm going to put one on each of the bigger boxes. Those are definitely going on each box. And then here's a couple more of the silk flowers that I made to go on the other boxes. I'm going to be making a few more of these because, of course, the bigger boxes need, you know, additional flowers. So this is the big box, and I can use probably at least 2 on this, but I think I'm going to try and make some in different sizes so that they're not all the same size. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys how beautifully this turned out. I've also got some Venice lace that I want to use on at least the big box. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love, love, love this lace. And I've had this lace for quite some time, actually. I got this from my friend Dee a little while back, and I hadn't used it in anything, and I was really glad that I hadn't when I got that lace and these boxes and the little purse that I'm going to be working on. So I have about a yard of this, so I'm going to try and use it on the 2, at least one of the larger boxes and the little purse that I'm going to be altering. So anyway, that's what I've got going with those, and I just had to show you guys how beautifully this one turned out. And I used my pearls that Kim sent me. She sent me a spool of these flat back pearls, and I used those on the bottom edge, and it really finished the box off just beautifully. I'm super excited about these boxes. So anyway, that's the box that I did. And what we're going to do today is I wanted to do a video, and I do have to work today, so I have been making these, I just realized something. I put that on there backwards. Oh, thank goodness I used a very, very light bit of glue on this, so it's not going to hurt it. So I don't actually have any glue stuck to this piece. So we're going to replace this. Do this again. The other one I did correctly, but this one I just didn't. So we're going to replace that and put it just like that. And again, I'm just going to use a light amount of hot glue on this. Place it in the right spot first. There we go. Okay, so this is one that I did, and I added some different pieces of lace and stuff, which I will be showing you because this is what we're going to be doing in the video today. Is we're going to be putting one of these together. I just have a couple of glue strings in between there. I still have to hit this with my heat gun and get rid of the glue strings. Anyway, so this is one of the ones that I did. I added a little rhinestone teardrop piece, and this one has little rhinestones around the outside and the big rhinestone in the middle, and I just think it really, really made this look absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can get just a little bit more light in this room. This room, I swear, I just don't have enough light, and I've got a lamp here that I'm using to try and get more light, but it doesn't seem to be doing the greatest job. Here, I know what I can do. I'll just turn that a little bit. Well, maybe that didn't help. It didn't. Okay, so there we go. I just need to lower it. So I added some of my crystals. I have this little dangle lace on here. I added some of my crystals to those. Aren't they beautiful? And then I added crystals here and around the edge as well. So that's that one. And then I did this one. I did this one in some blues, and it's kind of the same. And I used this piece that I'm using at the bottom is some that my friend Diane Giroux sent me. And I only had 4 pieces of it left, and this is the lace that I used as the bottom piece. And I did take this apart so that I could get the best use out of these flowers as well. And you can see I just altered the flowers a little bit, but I did that. I took them off so that I could place it in a different location so that more of the leafy part would be able to show, and I'd be able to put some other laces and bling and things in this. So this one, again, I did it in blues, and you can see I've got all my little AB rhinestones on these dangles, and I also placed some on the other piece of lace that's here on this side, and then I added just a couple of little rhinestones around it. But it came out so gorgeous. I'm just really, really thrilled at how these came out. So these, I have to decide what I'm going to do with these, whether I'm going to use them in projects or possibly if I had more of this, I would be making a ton of these and I would be putting them in my shop. I only have a few more pieces of this little lace that I'm using sort of in the, under the flowers. I have a few of these, and so we'll be using these today. And I cut these out of a piece of lace that I had, and I think that's all I have of that. Oh, one more. So I have a few pieces of this lace that we're going to be using. And then I've got some other bits and pieces of other laces here that I'm not going to use these. These are some of my little lace butterflies, but we're not going to use those today. But I do have some bits and pieces of some other kinds of lace that we could throw in there if we want to cut some pieces out or whatever we decide to do. I've got different dangles. This particular dangle piece here, I used the last 2 pieces of this that I had. I don't have any more of those. And they were just on a little snippet piece that I had laying around, and I thought, okay, I needed some dangles, and I am looking and looking and looking for more dangle lace, and I thought I had more. I have some of this here that I thought maybe I could use in one, but this is of course an off-white, so I don't have much, if any, off-white laces. I'm looking and I'm just not finding it. Uh-oh. Now I'm going to knock a bunch of stuff over here. I do have I have a doily that's kind of, but see, that's really not the same kind of color. But it would still be pretty to do something with. I've got this beautiful lace that I can use. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm just looking to see if I've got any more off-white doily type laces. I've got, here's another white lace that would be really pretty. I got this from Deanna. And let's see. I don't know, you guys. I've got some different stuff here. I've got this gorgeous gold lace that maybe that would be pretty in one of them, you know, with maybe a little bit of these dangles in it. I think that would be gorgeous. And even with maybe a piece of this sort of somewhere in there, or a couple of cut-offs of the flowers or something. So anyway, we're just going to kind of do this as we go and figure it out as we go. My friend Diane Giroux sent me this piece too, and this is all I have left of my gold trim. So yeah, we've got plenty to work with here. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, so I actually pulled out some purple stuff too, and I think maybe this next one we do is going to have some purple in it. So I've got all these beautiful purple laces and things that I thought maybe we could make these do something beautiful. And then Debbie had sent me this beautiful butterfly that I kind of took out too. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not because these are kind of small. And then she also sent me these pretty colored, these are like gems, but they're an opaque sort of purple. And then these are little eensy weensy teeny tiny flowers. We're not going to use these in this today, but I can't wait. I just noticed, I think I saw them when I got the package, but I just remembered that she had sent me these, and I think I'm going to save these to use in some of my watch pieces. Won't those be awesome? They're just teeny tiny, but these I think we're going to use in this applique. So first things first, we're going to cut the center flower out of this. Just going on the back side, I'm going to cut this little pin, and those come apart into 4 pieces. So this was from something else. It's just a little piece of an applique that Debbie sent me, so I want to put that with these bits and pieces so that I can use it in some of these little appliques. And I'm going to definitely make enough of these that I can put some in my shop, I think, because I think these would be really, really nice pieces for you guys to use in your journal projects or boxes, or really anything you want to do. I'm just cutting off some nubs that are on these pieces because we don't want nubs on our flowers. So that's that. Okay, so let's see, how do we want to do this here? I have this beautiful piece too. I don't want to, I'm thinking I might like to make this one a little bit bigger, and I did find I have one more piece of this dangle lace. So I thought maybe we might use that in here somewhere so that it can come off like that. So we are going to use this piece. We're going to glue this one. We're going to make this one a little bit bigger, so I think I want to have that sort of come right there, and I just noticed I've got some little nubs on this one that I need to cut off. And let me try and stay in frame for this video. I had a viewer remind me in one of my most recent videos how badly I was off camera, and I appreciate that very much because I definitely don't want to be putting out a bunch of videos where I'm not staying in camera. So I'm going to try and remain on camera for this. The other thing that I need to do, because I can see this is very hard to see, I need a darker piece of something underneath where I'm working here. So let's see. This might be too busy. Ah. Okay, so I found a background because I realized this white paper towel is not going to cut it. So now we can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got all my little pieces. I want to try and find one of these that is not all bent up. Let me see, I've got some of these that I need to straighten them out before I go to use them because they're kind of bent up here. So we'll just use this one. I put a little rhinestone in the middle of that flower, but that's okay. And I do want to cut this little circle bit out of that one and that one. Okay, you guys, now we're ready. So I decided I think we're gonna go with purples in this new one that we're doing. I'm gonna set those two aside so I can use my entire pink workspace here. I think I've got my light a little bit better, not great, but better. So let's go ahead and let's start putting these together. First things first, I'm gonna put my little flower back together here. And we're just gonna use the little pearl that was originally with it because it really works with these flowers. So we've got our flower back together. And I'm gonna glue this onto this piece, because I think we're going to make this one a little bit bigger than the other two were. So I'm putting a very light bit of glue on this so that we don't have a bunch of oozing coming through. So you can see it didn't even poke through the back. We're good there. And it's stuck just fine. Okay, then this piece, I think I'm going to have that kind of coming off right there. Or do I want this to go this way? Like that. Let me see, which direction do we want to go, Carol? I kind of like it like that because this kind of makes, it kind of looks like wings. So we're going to take this piece and just put it actually right about there. Doesn't look like much of anything yet, but it will. Oh, I wanted to show you guys too. I know I get off on these tangents. I made some more rolled roses, and I just thought they came out so beautiful. I have to show you guys. I did these. I just had this much of this ribbon left, so I went ahead and made 2 sage green roses, and I absolutely love them. So I made those, and I remember I told you guys about that crushed velvet that I got, that dress that I bought, and I finally cut 2 layers off of the bottom of it, and this is the crushed velvet that I got, and this piece is huge, you guys. Look at all that fabric that I got out of this. This was just the bottom row of velvet that I took off that dress. And so I still have, I took 2 rows off, and what I did was I decided, because I really liked the dress, but it works great as a top for the summer. So I just cut those layers off. I'm going to finish off the bottom of it, and I've got a new top to wear for the summer, because it's just like a spaghetti strap type top. So anyway, I made some crushed velvet rolled roses. So here's a few of them. Aren't they pretty? These are just really basic ones that I did. And then I have some more. I did this really big one here. And here's a medium-sized one. This is just a small totally rolled rose. I didn't do this one on a backing. This one's just a regular little rolled rose, and I cut off the tail. And then I did this one. This one's more ruffly. I put like ruffles in the velvet, and I really like the way that one came out too. It's a little more lacy looking than the other ones, but aren't they gorgeous, you guys? I'm so excited about my velvet. So now I've got some velvet roses that I can use, and then this one I just kind of put a little center into it just to make it a little more fun and give it some pizzazz. Okay, had to take a drink of my soda. I'm thirsty. Okay, so we've got this done. And now we are going to get some of these purple bits out. And I think, you know, I've been wanting to use this lace that Debbie gave me. And I want to try and find a way that I can have... I don't want to mess it. I don't want to lose these little center bits, though. And it really kind of doesn't... If I did that and put... I'm just going to kind of play with this a little bit, you guys, and see what I can come up with. So I don't want to have a bunch of weird edges like that. It just feels like it doesn't, it's too squared off. So let's round this out. A little bit more. Let's see. So that's kind of coming out kind of round. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll cut a piece of this off. And make it look a little more flowery, sort of. Let's see. If we take a piece and put it kind of like that, and then put a flower next to it, something like that. Or maybe go this way. I don't know. Don't know, you guys. Let's see. I don't know. We'll figure this out. We may cut that up a little bit more and do it a little different. So anyway, but I've got some other purples in here. This stuff is just gorgeous. And I got this from Gail over at Fava of 4. She sent me some of this in a Happy Mail. But isn't that beautiful, the way that design is? So if I was to go something like that and have that poking out, look at how beautiful that is. So I definitely want to use a piece of this in here. I'm just going to cut off some of the little edges. Maybe I'll use my little blowtorch here and just touch the edges to clean them up a little bit. Just like that, and it's just taking those little jagged edges and smoothing them out. And this little edge we just need to snip off. Okay. All right, so where do we want that to pop out from? I think I kind of like it. I'm trying to decide if I want it popping out more so that you see these little pretty little swirls in it. I kind of like that. So I think that's sort of where we're gonna glue it down. Put Put a little dot of glue there, and a little dot of glue there. And then this flower is going to go right over the top, just with a tiny bit of glue. There we go. All right. And I've got some of this scalloped, these little scalloped purple pieces, and I think I want to use a couple of these just kind of poking out a little bit here and there. Maybe over here. Don't care for the way that edge looks there. Maybe sort of under the leaves, right here, just kind of poking out. Yeah, I like that. And let's cut another little piece of this off. And maybe put a little speck of it right over here, or bring it around a little bit there. Okay. All right, so we've got that on there. Okay. And now I definitely want to put a piece of this in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little crystals that Kim sent me. I've had these for a little while, and I'm recently finding that I want to use them more and more. I really, really love these crystals because they're awesome accents for just about anything, because the AB stones kind of take on the colors that you're working with. So, and I also want to use some of these little purple ones, if I can get a hold of these and use them right. So we'll figure that out. But I'm going to take my E6000 and I'm just going to make myself a little puddle on my glue board here. And I've got my toothpicks standing by. So I'm just going to take my toothpick and just dip it into my E6000. And I'm going to dot these little circles on these leaves. I'll do a couple of leaves at a time if I can do this quick enough so that my glue doesn't dry up on me. Okay, and I think I'm going to use the teeny tiny purple ones first. I'm going to try anyway on this piece. I can tell these are not going to be easy for me to work with. But we're going to give it a shot. Maybe if I can just get it to stick to my finger long enough to get it over here. I know I don't have my rhinestone picker. I've put it somewhere and I don't know where it's at, and I haven't made any of my little personalized rhinestone pickers in a little while, so I don't have any of those handy. But we're just going to do this. This is actually kind of working. And my hands aren't so dry that they won't stick to my hand, so that's good. Can't get these things to flip over very good. Okay. Trying to get them to sort of line up the way that I want them so they don't look all off kilter. All right, so let's move on to the next couple of leaves. I'm just putting a little dot of E6000 on these little tiny circles, circle patterns that are in these leaves. Just the tiniest bit. And every once in a while, clean off your pick so that you don't get a bunch of dried E6000 on the end of it, because then it won't look good. Okay, so we've got all the little rhinestones on that. It looks very, very pretty and super sparkly. I hope you guys can see the sparkle in those, because they really do sparkle a lot. Okay, so I'm going to let those sit aside while I do the rhinestones. We're going to do the AB rhinestones on these. I have a little piece of thread between those two that I do not want. Okay, so let's get a new squirt of E6000 out here. And these should go fairly quickly. Because I was working on these this morning, and I think I pretty much kind of had my groove down with these already. I say that now, I'm probably going to regret saying that now, but let's give it a shot. Because these I can actually sort of grab a hold of a little bit better. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness. Well, so much for that. I thought I had my groove down, but I've got one here that is sticking in the wrong place, and I'm not going to use it because I think it turned over in the glue. what's happening is my finger is sticking to the ones that have glue on them. And we need another little dot right here. There. Okay, one down, two to go. Okay, there's actually a few more of these areas that have these bits where they've got the little berries coming off. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish those off as well. And I know this part is time consuming, so I will probably be speeding up the camera for this process. Okay, so now we've got all those rhinestones on there. And it looks beautiful with those kind of streaming down the middle of that. And now we need to figure out where we want this piece to go. Well, let's see. Maybe we'll have it sort of coming out from that flower like that. Yeah, we're going to put that one right there. And I'll just put just a tiny bit of glue right there. Okay, that looks gorgeous so far. Now let's see, what else do we want to add to this? I was trying to think. I wanted to add a piece of this to something that I was working on today, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to add it to this. Okay, let's see where we can maybe push that in somewhere. We're going to cut this in half. I think I'm going to snip this little bow out of here because it's got another one of those little pins in it holding it together. And I think I might just pull that out. Oh, I guess that took all of that apart too. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. And I don't know what this is going to do to this, you guys, so bear with me for just a minute here. And we'll put the little pearl back in the center. And maybe put this sort of I don't know. I'm not feeling this, you guys. I do love this lace though, so maybe we'll find a little spot to pop a piece of that in. Yeah, I think we're just going to add another little pop of purple on this side by laying that in behind here. Kind of doubles up the other purple lace that we've got right here, and gives it a more full look. Okay, so the one thing I feel like this one in particular needs a little bit more height because it's a bigger piece, and I kind of feel like it needs something else. I don't want to use the butterfly, it's just too big. And we don't want to go with green. Let's see. I don't think I have any purple flowers. That's kind of weird, right? No, no purple in there. Let's see. Where's my little flowers? Honestly, I don't think I have any purple flowers anywhere. Isn't that weird, you guys? Okay, I think I found something that's going to help me out here. Maybe. I like the way that one looks. These are some flowers that I got from, I think these came from Gail over at Fava of 4. Let's see. So maybe we could use a couple of these in a spot. Sort of like that. Ugh. Or do we want to just put one of these in the center of this? Nope, don't like it. I do have one of my handmade purple roses here. That looks kind of pretty. I do like that. Oops. I feel like they all three need to be together though. Okay, you guys. I wonder if I took and just added this one is kind of purpley. That one looks okay in that lace flower. Or I could take maybe a little pearl or something and put it in the middle of that. Just a little plain pearl. And that actually looks nice. If I had some of those little ruffly like pearls, you know, that have a whole bunch of little pearls sort of that make up the pearl, that would be really pretty in there, but I don't have any of those. So if I did that sort of right here, I've just kind of covered up all that pretty purple lace under there, but that's okay. And then maybe put these, oops, sort of like that. And then I also have a pretty purple rhinestone piece that I'm going to put in here as well. So that kind of rounds the whole thing out. If I do that, I think that looks gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, I think I decided, you guys. Maybe I'll stick, I don't think I want to use any of these leaves. I think that's just too much dark purple in there. What I am going to do though is I'm going to cut let's see, cut this like this. Okay, cut another one of these up, and I'm just wondering if I maybe have a piece of that kind of floating. I might need to really cut this little piece off and maybe have a piece of that floating out right here. And then I take my lace flower and my other flowers, like that. That looks good. That kind of balances the whole thing out. So that's what we're going to do, you guys. And we are going to have the most beautiful applique. Maybe not the most beautiful one you ever saw, but I don't know, it's pretty beautiful. Put that one there. We need some glue. So we're going to put this beautiful purple rose right there. And I like the variations of purples going into this. I think it really pulls the whole thing together. And we'll pop that one right there. And maybe that one. I think we want it kind of in that kind of a pattern. Yes. So pop that one right there. And let's see, do we want to use this one? I don't want to use it if it really doesn't serve a purpose, so I don't want to use it just to use it. If it makes a difference, for sure. It looks kind of pretty there, but then, I don't know. I just don't think we need that other little flower there. So I'm going to take maybe this and pop it in between there, or maybe off to the side. Nope, I don't think that's necessary either. So the only thing we need to do is decide for sure where we want this piece to go, and do we want it to pop out with that other purple bit over here, or maybe off to the side and a piece in the middle. That looks really pretty. Or do we want to keep it over here kind of more off on its own there? I mean, because this way I could cut this. We're just going to do that. We're going to cut it into two pieces. Okay. This piece I think I'm going to have coming right sort of through the center of this purple piece. And I'd really kind of like to get rid of that pearl right there. So we're going to pop that pearl out just like that. Put that in the center of that. Just like that. Look at how gorgeous that looks, you guys. And then we'll pop this piece in right there. And you guys, I'm really sorry this is taking so long to do this, but this is one of those things that when I'm making, especially when I'm making appliques and things like this, I want them to look a certain way. And I want to make sure that I do everything I can to make them, especially if I'm going to be selling them. I want to do everything I can to make them look, well, like something I would want to buy. You know, I don't want to sell anything that I wouldn't buy myself. So, okay, so we've got that. And the other thing that I'm going to add to this beauty is I'm going to add some of my strung pearls that Kim sent me, because these always look so beautiful in everything. I'm just going to loop them together like that. Try and put them all together in the middle there. And I'm going to put a piece of this right back in here. Oh, I almost got myself with my scissors. That would have hurt my toes. And I'm just going to pop that in there. Get this other little bit in there. And have those sticking out there. You know what? I'm not thrilled with the way that looks there. Darn it. Maybe over here. Yeah, that would look better over here. Okay.
Scratchy? What are you doing?
Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I got a little bit of noise going on in here for a minute, so I'll try and cut that out of my video. And I'm just adding a few little pearls in a couple of spots from my little flat back pearl chain that I've got here that Kim sent me, because it's always better to have a few little pearls placed on these kinds of things. So just have to decide where I want them to go. I'm not going to put a ton of them in here, but just a few in a couple of places, and I think we will be done. And I've got so much glue up in my fingernails it looks like they're all dirty, but they're not. I'm trying to think if I need, since this one is a little bit bigger, I'm trying to figure out if I need an little extra piece of bling in here somewhere. To fill in the gap. That's too big. Let's see. What about one of these? That would be real pretty coming out from that group of flowers. I got this from Debbie over at Kiki's Sale. I had some of this before that my friend Dee had sent me, and I ran out of it recently, and Debbie magically sent me a few pieces of it. So now I have a few pieces left that I can put into my projects. I love this rhinestone chain. It's so beautiful. Look at that. It's got all the colors, and it picks up the colors from whatever you put it in. You can see it kind of picks up the purples. So I just love this stuff. If you can find it, you can get it on Amazon. I know that. And it really comes in handy because you just pluck off one at a time and you've got some gorgeous bling to put into your projects. Just trying to figure out exactly where I want it to go. That's too close to the edge. And that doesn't look good. I'm kind of feeling like I want my next piece of bling to come over into this side, because I need something over here. I've got this too that I got from Debbie over at Kiki's, and that's pretty, but it adds that pop of gold, and I just don't think the gold looks right with it. So, let's see. I don't see anything over here that catches my eye. This is pink. And I really don't want to use pink, although it does look okay with it. Don't want that. Okay, well, I think, let's see, I think I'm going to put this in right there. And as long as I can push it in, and you can see this has gold on it too, but you don't really see the gold part on this. So I'm just going to shove it in there good and tight so that it's hugging those flowers. Okay, so whoopsies, we are all done with this applique, you guys. And I know it took me a long time to build, but I think it was worth it, and I hope you guys liked it. I do see one more thing that I do want to do, because I feel like I feel like it's missing something. I'm going to put another little string of these pearls, a little bit looser string and longer. I want to see how this will look. Oh, and I wanted to throw a little bit of this in there. I took that out specifically so that I could add a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to cut a little piece of this off. And I'm just going to, this is some sparkly spider web ribbon. Chloe, no, no. I'm going to put that right there. I'm just going to kind of make that jaggedy. And maybe we'll put a little piece, I'm thinking right here. Yep, definitely want that there. And one more piece. Putting it in threes. And I think this piece is going to go right back there. Okay, you guys, we are done. No more. No mas. We're done. I think we did a beautiful piece, and I think that if you guys try this, you'll find that if you can make some appliques and things that you can put around in your projects, it really makes for a nice embellishment that you can use on just about anything that you've got going, especially if you're working on boxes or things like that you want to embellish. Appliques are the way to go. So I hope you guys liked this. This one will be available in my Etsy shop. And I will be making more. I don't know. Of course, we've got the other two here as well. So here, let me hold this up for you guys so you can see kind of what we got. Okay, that is our finished applique, and it's sparkly and beautiful, and I love it, and it's purple. So I am in love with purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors, and so you can see where I added just this little bit of that spider web ribbon, that it just added a certain amount of sparkle to it that just kind of subtly shows up in the background, and that's why I like using that wherever I can, especially in appliques and snippet rolls. So there's that one, and then there's that one and this one, and they're all absolutely beautiful. Let me put this one this way. There we go. Anyway, they came out beautiful, and I'm thrilled to death. I just love making appliques. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I think if you get started doing them, you will feel the same way I do about them. They're just awesome, fun, and therapeutic to work with. And so that is what we've got for today, you guys. I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in and watching this video, and for being a part of my channel and a part of my little crafting community that we have here. We've got a really great bunch of people that love, you know, crafting and just hanging out and doing, you know, kind of like-minded people doing some of the same things. And so anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I greatly appreciate that you guys have stuck with me. Some of you have been with me for years, and I appreciate you all so much. And if you're not already subscribed, it'd be awesome if you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll get notified when I do future videos, and become a part of our little community here. You'll love it. Everybody's just great. Everybody, you know, talk to each other, get ideas, give me ideas, things that you want me to do that I haven't done. If I think I can do it, I certainly will. Because I'm always looking for new ideas and new projects to work on. So I appreciate all of your ideas, everybody. And everybody, just have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, be well, and God bless each and every one of you. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned for pictures at the back end. Bye-bye. God bless.